But I mean, you mentioned Woodstock because I've heard the live recording from Woodstock, and you guys just came out smashing it there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you get a lot of questions about Woodstock, I guess, but it's such a significant thing, you know. So I mean, I feel bad if I don't ask you something about it. I mean, what do you remember from playing Woodstock? What was the experience just driving in, seeing all the people?
Well, we didn't drive in.
Right, plane,
You could, the roads were blocked, so it
right,
came in. It was my first helicopter experience,
cool.
and a big army helicopter. It was frightening. Jeez, I mean, it was no. The whole side was open. Just had
Wow.
fiberglass webbing,
Hmm.
so you didn't fall out.
Yeah, yeah.
All noisy, but I remember coming up over the hill and seeing that sea of people. It was, you really felt like you could really feel it. I mean, it was a very powerful presence
Mm.
being there. I mean, there's a reason why everybody still talks about Woodstock and like in awe. Like I wish I was there. It was a one of a kind
I can
event.
imagine. Yeah.
So, yeah.
What was this? I mean, this is a random question, but being a sound engineer and knowing how much the sound, especially live, has improved, how was the sound on playing live? Maybe it was like, was it bad? Like, could you hear people?
Yeah. Well, um, you've heard the recording. I mean, it was
Right.
it was crude in one way, but if the groups that had a powerful live performance presence,
Hmm.
you just kind of overpowered, and it was kind of like magic. You made something that didn't exist in a sense because your sound or your presence, uh, your performance was so powerful that it succeeded the shortcomings
Right.
of the production values or lack of that
Mm.
exist or that
Right.
didn't exist then. Yeah. So it left a lot to be desired. As a matter of fact, that was one of the things a lot of groups didn't want to do those live outdoor concerts anymore, and some groups didn't do it. We were actually talked into doing Woodstock. We weren't going to do it at first
Right.
because there had been many outdoor festivals and they weren't fun to do. The sound wasn't good.
Mm.
You get rained on, or the sun was beating you up during the day, and you're sitting there performing, or it'd be dusty, or it'd be raining. You get electrocuted from the mic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't fun. So I mean, it isn't like these days where the productions are top notch. Monitor the sound system, lighting, you're
Mm.
covered. It's everything is fine. It was pretty crude back then.
But did you have a drum wedge even at Woodstock? Can you remember that, or
Say that again.
like did you have a drum monitor like a wedge for
Well,
yourself back
yeah,
then?
yeah, I think it was a small one. It wasn't like big stuff and
Right, right.
in-ear monitors. That
Mm-hmm.
wasn't happening. But we had our live performance thing
Mm-hmm.
to the best that we could make it at that time, and I mean, there was a big sound system there. There were several banks of
Right.
huge banks of speakers, like at the stage and then back several hundred yards and then even back again.
Mm.
And they had them on time delay because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was so big. The space was so big that from when you hit something, it would be a couple seconds. It would be
Right, right, right,
they had to kind of delay the band. It all kind of made sense.
right. Mm.
It was the best that they could do in those days. But there was magic there too. I mean, the groups that did their thing. It was magical. The Who played, and Hendrix played, and
Mm-hmm.
Santana had
Santana.
played during the day, and that was such an event that if you had something to say, that was the platform in which you were going to make your statement, and it was going to be unique, and it's going to be you know bigger than life, and
Yeah.
that's what. was about, all those
Exactly.
kinds of things. Just the gathering of all those people and the fact that it all worked and there was no, problems per se, as far as, getting, usually when you had large gatherings of people like that, there were problems, issues.
Mm.
And it was really a magical weekend,
Yeah,
you know,
I can
very,
imagine.